There's never been a better time to sell or trade your used car or truck.
Davenport Auto Park is ready to buy your pre-loved vehicle. The market is hot for used cars and we're paying top dollar.
Drive into Davenport today and turn your car into cash.
You'll get a cash offer on the spot. We'll even pay off your loan and give you a ride home.
Or we'll help you pick out a new ride.
Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount. For the ride of your life and the life of your ride. Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount.
Welcome to Cuisine with Jean and Maurine Brown with the Nash County Farmers Market is here. And boy, are we glad to have you. I guess you're Nash County, but you also work for Cooperative Extension.
Right. That's exactly right. Cooperative Extension is a cooperative between NC State and the county, so between Nash County. So I'm technically an employee of both.
Well, and my dad worked at State, and I remember this was way back when, and the Cooperative Extension field or department was started at State as their outreach to the citizens of North Carolina, and you're involved with the farmers market, but they're home economists. There are all kinds of people in our Nash County office. Who else is there in that office, Maureen?
So we have, right now the crop agent job is vacant, but there's generally a crop agent. There is a livestock agent, and there's a horticulture agent that I work with pretty closely. Colby Griffin is his name. He actually came from Franklin County recently, so he's new to the office, but he does a lot of things like gardening and produce production. He helps the farmers with that. And then we have, a consumer science agent, Regina Mosley, who goes out and does cooking demonstrations just about like this, actually. Good. And then we also have an A&T agent who's a community outreach agent. So that, and then we have our director who's the 4-H agent, Sandy Hall. So we're kind of hitting all those agricultural aspects, and it's an outreach from the university into the county.
And as I recall in the past, you offer free advice. I mean, I remember I used to call Billy Little, and y'all I used to say, Billy, I'm gonna send you a picture of a tree that's got something happening to it, and can you tell me what it is? And bam, he just immediately could tell you. So it's free advice and stuff.
Exactly. So I have a vendor who she bought a house that has a 4-acre orchard behind her house. Oh. She's the vendor at the farmer's market. She has blueberries. She has some peach trees. She's having a little problem with her peach trees. She called Colby. They talked about some of the issues that she has with the peach trees. I don't know that she's going to have a few peaches this year, but next year he should be able to really help her out with that. So he goes out to her place, and it's free to look at her peaches and give her some advice about what she needs to do to make what she has more productive.
Well, and since State is one of our public universities, and it's their mission because they're underwritten by our taxes and whatnot, supported by our taxes, and just we're so fortunate to have the University of North Carolina, and you mentioned A&T also.
Exactly.
But this is a resource, folks. If you're planting grass or you're wondering about grubs and how you get rid of them if they're popping up all over your yard, you can call and get excellent help and advice. You can do a soil sample every year and send it off and see what nutrients your soil needs. So call out there and just see if you can. I'd much rather trust them than just Googling how to fix this, because they know our area because they work right here for us. Exactly. Maureen, I asked you about organic, and I thought before we started, I thought your answer was absolutely wonderful about how people can feel when they come to the farmer's market. If something's not listed organic, why should they feel okay that it's close?
A whole lot of the farmers and vendors that I have at the farmer's market are family farms. So they're eating the products that they grow themselves, and they're feeding it to their children, and their neighbors and their friends are partaking of the food also. And so they don't want to do anything harmful for themselves or their children or children they know in the community. So they do as little as possible to bring us a fresh product that's free of pest and free of fungus and bacteria and that kind of thing. So but they do treat them on a certain level, but they have to think about it as their family members are going to be eating this. They're going to be eating this.
So
So
it's
they
minimal,
try,
the
it's
least
minimal. Yeah, exactly. So for instance, I have this hydroponic lettuce that's grown in the greenhouse.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And I mean, it's so clean. They have them on trays. He does very little to it to maintain it. It's in the greenhouse. There might be a few bugs, and I know he does a little bit of spraying of something that's organic in nature, that is not going to cause a lot of problems. And I have a lot of farmers that say it has this amount of time, 24 hours before you can eat it. A lot of them will do double, triple of that time. They just want to be extra safe. They do spray anything that they have given it the right amount of time or done whatever needs to be done before they serve it to anybody.
And if somebody were to convert a farm to organic, it takes 7 years out of production.
That's
right?
exactly, well, not out of production. They still keep, but before they can officially use that label of organic,
Oh, okay.
that the USDA gives them. So that's basically the federal government giving them that stamp of organic. And they come and do audits every year or two to test your soil to make sure that your organic takes 7 years to kind of cleanse the soil and cleanse the area so that it's considered certified organic. So it's really difficult to get that certified organic label, but a lot of people practice organic practices and are not certified organic.
Because of the length of time and all that rigorous certification.
Yeah.
Well, we are really blessed in this area to have an abundance of growing season of beautiful peaches and blueberries and lettuce and whatnot. And tell us kind of what for... Well, we're going to cook, folks. He's going to put together a salad. But what are the primary things that people are seeing at the market right now?
So the big things that are coming into the market right now are obviously one of the big things that everybody's super excited about are peaches. North Carolina peaches are now in season. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of peaches that grow right around Rocky Mount area, Nash County area. So several of my farmers have a partner farm that's in another area where they get their peaches from. So some of these peaches came from close to Charlotte. I have a great vendor, H&R Produce, that has a friend that he went to college with that grows peaches about 45 minutes east of Charlotte, and that's where the peaches come from. Some of the peaches come from. And then H&S Howell also has a partner farm that's in Greensboro area that they get their peaches from. And then Kanita Family Life Center, she talked to me the other day. They're bringing a few peaches, and the farm that theirs are coming from is Hines Family Farm in Jacksonville. So I have 3 vendors out there that have peaches, but they don't grow in this area, so they have to source from somebody they know that's growing them. So, and then we have lots of blueberries. There's lots of local blueberries now, and I don't know if you can tell how plump and big those blueberries are. They're beautiful.
It's sweet. They're really sweet this time of year.
Yeah.
And if you look at any food charts nutritionally, that is just a superfood. I mean, it hits everything as far as nutrition, health, everything that you might want comes from blueberry. And nuts, we've got a lot of pecans in the area too, don't we?
So Mr. Hartley, I tell him every time that I see him, we do live videos out there. This is my favorite vendor. He's 86 years old. I have several other people who have pecans too, but I pick on him a little bit. He's my favorite vendor, and these are his pecans, and I just love them because I'm a Southern girl. And he has really clean ones, and he has a different variety of trees that they're just absolutely delicious pecans that he has. So
you mean they vary in flavor?
Oh yeah, these vary in flavor. These are actually, I don't know if they're just better, they're sweeter or something. So he does a great job and we have several that do a great job. They have pecan trees, and and it's local.
We like local.
Yeah, I love it.
And you've got baked goods and stuff people
and
honey. And...
So and Mr. Hartley I was speaking about has many hives, and he has honey, and his friend that's right next to him that's 82 has honey and pecans as well, but he has produce. They both have some produce. They have these big gardens that they do. So they both have produce as well, but I like to pick on Mr. Hartley because he's my oldest one.
Well, I love the love that you're exuding for your vendors.
Yeah.
I mean, you have repeat people. They're from the state. I mean, from our area, a Southern girl, and you just Yeah, folks, when you buy locally, you're helping our economy too by keeping the farmers here, the 86 and 82-year-olds going, right?
Right.
Okay, so what are you going to put in your salad, Maurine?
So we are doing a peach blueberry summer salad. Okay. So I've got this hydroponic lettuce that we got from M&H Edward Farms over in Nashville, and like I said, they do them in trays. They have cool water running through the trays all continuously. So he's able to do this hydroponic lettuce year round.
That looks like a centerpiece.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? Sandy Hall and I did it for the Soil and Water catfish luncheon. We did these as centerpieces, so we decorated tables with these because they were just so beautiful.
They are.
So when he took them out this morning, and these were harvested this morning, he just cut with a pair of scissors off the roots, because they're just hydroponic and down in the roots. There's really no dirt. And I pulled away the bottom leaves, and we, there's two different types here. Oh gosh, I wish I knew what exact the types there were, but he's got several different things going on too. He's got some arugula in there, which I love. And he's doing some iceberg lettuces that are making up these little heads that I saw this morning. So all kinds of lettuce all over.
They harvest them when they're little?
Well, right now he's not harvested. They hadn't grown
Okay.
big yet, but he's got some little iceberg lettuce heads I saw in there. He does a lot of romaine. And
the darker green is more nutritious.
Yeah, it is. And he has these. He does some of these that are red. Oh. So they're beautiful, and it's just you just go in there and it's just a whole tray and a whole greenhouse full of it.
And is he always at the farmer's market?
He is. This is his. He still grows pumpkins, but he used to just come and have pumpkins and come in the fall. And last year he made the move with the national market opening to do some produce, and he started this year very early with this hydroponic lettuce. So he's done a fabulous job with the lettuce. It's a big hit. He has them in these trays too that he so they buy them individually, the head of lettuce. So it's beautiful. And we made a joke. We used to make a joke that you couldn't get people in Nash County to eat lettuce. He's getting people in Nash County to eat the lettuce.
Good. So support him, folks, so he'll keep doing this and coming up with creative, beautiful. I mean, like you said, you can't beat the freshness of knowing that it was picked this morning. Wow.
Right.
And when you go to the farmer's market, you get the freshest. It hadn't been trucked all over from another state. It's right here, and probably the majority of it is picked within at least 24 hours of when it's at the market.
A lot of times he'll pick the night before, and bring it. A lot of these folks will pick it like on a Friday and bring it in the next morning, Saturday morning, to the farmer's market. So, I mean, as fresh as it can possibly be. Just about, unless you picked it yourself and ate it right then. I don't think it can be any fresher, really.
Let's take a break, and then we'll come back and put that together if you don't
mind.
Okay, be right back, folks.
There's never been a better time to sell or trade your used car or truck.
Davenport Auto Park is ready to buy your pre-loved vehicle. The market is hot for used cars, and we're paying top dollar.
Drive into Davenport today and turn your car into cash.
You'll get a cash offer on the spot. We'll even pay off your loan and give you a ride home.
Or we'll help you pick out a new ride.
Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount. For the ride of your life and the life of your ride. Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount.
We're back, and I hope that you are admiring this produce like I am. Two things. One, I want you to brag on the turnout at the farmer's market this weekend.
Yeah. So actually, we had red, white, and blueberry the 1st of July, and it's a big day. We have music, and we have some giveaways, and we have a food truck and things like that. So we had approximately 2,200 people come to the farmer's market. A week and a half ago. And then I was really surprised, a lot of people weren't on vacation July 1st, but then maybe they were on vacation July 8th. Well, turned out to be a really good day where we had, I think, I'm not quite sure, it's 1,700 or 1,800 people at the farmer's market. We have door counters that count, so we have a pretty accurate estimate of how many people were there. And so it was a great day. It's been a great season so far, great numbers, and we're really getting into the peak because all those great things are coming into the farmer's market, like watermelons and cantaloupes and butter beans and peas and peaches and blueberries. And so
Do people sell out?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I have it happens a lot during strawberry season. They have strawberries, they bring them in. I brought all the strawberries I could pick. I sell out. That's pretty much what I can do. But I do have some people who come and maybe have one item or a couple of items, and they sell out. I have one vendor that all she has is blueberries, and July 1st she sold out, and she left.
That's seafood. You have some seafood coming in there too.
Right. Washington Crab and Seafood comes to the market. We're probably their biggest location that they do remotely. They go to a lot of farmers markets in the area, but Damien with Washington Seafood comes, and he brings the big truck, and he brings a lot of fresh seafood. One of his big sellers at this time of the year is the blue crab. So he brings lots of blue crab to the farmer's market, and lots of other items, shrimp, scallops. He's got a full range of items that he brings.
And you have some homemakers who bake things too, don't you?
Right, exactly. So we have several. We have Farm 1837 that she's really known a lot for her pound cakes. She has these. I joke with her. It's got 3 pounds of butter in it, but it's a pound cake, and it's really like this dense, wonderful pound cake. And at first I like chocolate and nuts and that kind of thing, and so I was like, what's the deal with this pound cake? And then I had one, and I was like, oh, that's what the deal is with this pound cake.
Wow.
So it's delicious. And then we have Sarah's Baked Goods. They're 2 elderly ladies, and they do all kinds of cakes and pies. And Miss Sarah fell last year kind of in the summer and broke her hip, and people were like, where's Miss Sarah with my baked goods? I gotta have them. Then we have Bacon and Bacon. It's a husband and wife team, and he loves pork bacon, and she loves baking things, and they do some things that incorporate bacon, but a lot of baked goods actually. So, and lots of candies. They do a lot of candies, so that's like great. And then we have Maggie's Baked Goods, and they're a Hispanic couple, and they do some wonderful breads. So and they do some pastries as well. They have a chocolate pastry that I just love. So, I mean,
Okay.
I eat all the time there. If you don't come to the farmer's market to eat, there's a problem.
And tell me the hours on Saturday and Tuesday.
So, on Saturdays, we're open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., and we're open April through December. So, we open the first weekend in April. We'll finish up right before Christmas in December. And then we're open on Tuesdays in May, June, and July, which is the peak produce season. We have a lot of produce that comes to the market on Tuesday.
And what time?
And that is 3 to 6.
3 to 6. Okay. So do you recommend, Maurine, that people come early because then things get...
Well, yeah, that is the case. There were a few watermelons. Watermelon season is a little behind because we had such a cool spring. So watermelon season is a little bit behind, and we did have a few watermelons at the farmer's market this past Saturday. And they sold out pretty quick.
I bet.
So
it was so hot. So hot. Okay, let's put your salad together,
okay,
please.
So I have already gone ahead and I just either pull this lettuce off or I have, which I love, kitchen scissors that we can cut it up. But I've already done that. So we've already done this right here. And I've actually already cut up some peaches. But I have found that if I peel it with a peeler, well, it's not going to work too good right now. But if I peel it with a peeler, I don't lose as much fruit.
I've never thought about that.
So
I always done it with a knife.
Peel it with a peeler so I don't lose as much. So I peel it like that, and we just cut it up in cubes is all we did. And that one might have a little bruise on it, but we're going to go around here. So I would just take it, and I've got knives here, and I would just cut some off. And we would just cut it in little cubes so we could, and that's just like a beautiful juicy peach. You can see right there. So we just cut it in cubes. And what we're going to do is I've got some over here, and we're going to put it on our salad or our lettuce to make our salad. And so we've got
that
a
idea
little
of
bit.
using a carrot peeler type or a
Yeah,
potato
yeah.
carrot peeler for that.
And so then we're going to take some blueberries, and I'm not going to take that many. It's got, I think it's like a third of a cup, but we're going to just freehand it.
You can't overdo blueberries.
So we're going to do that. And then the same thing we're going to do with the pecans that come from Mr. Hartley. We're going to put some pecans. I think the recipe I have calls for almonds, but hey, we want pecans because we're Southern. And then...
And it's the variety of tree that affects the sweetness of the nuts, right?
Right. He has Mr. Hartley, who's at the farmers market, has a different variety of tree. A lot of them that grow around here are Pawnee or Stewart, I believe. I think he has a different. I can't remember the variety, but he has a different variety, and there's some really good. And so then we're going to come through and we're going to put a little feta cheese. I do not have a vendor here that does feta cheese. Feta cheese is usually goat cheese. Over in Nashville, I have a vendor who does some goat cheese.
Local?
Yeah, Francie Farm. They're in Edgecombe County, but they're at the Nashville Farmers Market, and they do some goat cheese. I don't think they've gotten their feta recipe ready yet. They've only been in operation a couple of years.
Well, Siler City is really known for goats and feta
Oh,
cheese.
exactly. So next we're going to do some salad dressing. And this is just a balsamic vinaigrette salad dressing. So we're going to do 1/3 cup of vinegar.
The balsamic vinegar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we're going to do 1/3 cup of that. And then it calls for 1/2 cup of olive oil.
You know, if people are able to, it's a lot better to make their own dressing instead of getting one that has all the preservatives and everything.
Right,
in it.
exactly.
It tastes so much better
So
too.
we're going to do that, and then we're going to do a little salt and pepper in here, and then we're going to, when we get done, we're going to just drizzle a little bit.
And you use freshly ground pepper.
I like to use freshly
I do
ground
too.
pepper.
Tastes
So
very different.
I like to do that. Yeah, it's a big deal. You know, you go in a restaurant and they say how much pepper you want, and we're like, keep going.
And then they say, "Is this enough?" No, keep
Keep
going.
going. Yeah, so we're going to do a little bit of that. And then we're going to whisk it a little bit to mix it up.
And feta cheese is a really healthy cheese too.
It really
Low
is.
fat and good flavor and
Yeah, it gives a little extra, and we're just going to take a little bit and drizzle it over. And then we're going to be done.
That looks great. And
So there we go.
With as hot as it is outside, people are always looking for something nice, cool and refreshing.
That's how I felt. It's so hot. This is a wonderful thing to do, and we're just spoon some of this or take some of this out and put it on our plate.
Beautiful. Well, I tell you what, let's take a break and we'll recap.
Okay.
everything. Okay, stay with us.
There's never been a better time to sell or trade your used car or truck.
Davenport Auto Park is ready to buy your pre-loved vehicle. The market is hot for used cars and we're paying top dollar.
Drive into Davenport today and turn your car into cash.
You'll get a cash offer on the spot. We'll even pay off your loan and give you a ride home.
Or we'll help you pick out a new ride.
Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount. For the ride of your life and the life of your ride. Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount.
Maurine, this is beautiful, and as hot as it is outside, you know, add this with maybe a grilled chicken breast or something, and you're just ready to go and not heating up your house. And that lettuce is so pretty. I think I could just eat it like an apple.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
It's just absolutely wonderful. Give us the times and the months and whatnot that people can come to the farmers market. And it's down near the Mill Village area. I hope you know where it is, but they've got much more parking. The mill did a whole big area now for parking, so it helps
We've
with
got
that.
an extra parking lot across the street. So the market is open April to December, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays, and then May, June, July on Tuesdays 3 to 6. So we get the whole full season. It started out with strawberries and then with sweet potatoes pretty much, and with sweet potatoes and pecans in December. And so as the market shifts through, right now we're in the peak season, That's the great time to get everything. But as we shift into what is grown locally here in North Carolina and what products are available.
And people pay a small amount to rent the space, very reasonable. And so the vast majority goes to help our local economy, right?
Yes, and since the farmers market is run by Nash County, the whole idea is to keep it as affordable as possible. We're offering this opportunity for economic development, agricultural economic development in Nash County. So, it's $10 a Saturday to be a vendor at the market, and we are full. We are just busting at the seams right now.
Great.
Really need another building. But
Is that a hint?
maybe. Maybe a little bit. We're to that point. We're growing. We're experiencing some growing pains, but that's fine. We got that extra parking lot, and that is full on some of the really busy Saturdays. That's full as well. People drive around and have a hard time finding parking space, but there is a vacant lot behind that people can park in as well.
Well, and I would think it'd be great for families to come out and bring their kids and let them see all the great fresh produce and encourage them to eat healthy food like they get there.
Right. Recently we did a scavenger hunt for the kids, and they went through and found 6 items that we had listed, and they got to keep those and take those home with them.
Oh, good. Well, I can't thank you enough. I mean, I love your enthusiasm for the various people who are there. You obviously they're your family, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. They
Great.
really are. We're a family at the farmers market.
Well, and you need to be a family at the farmers market too. So thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for having me.
See you next week.
There's never been a better time to sell or trade your used car or truck.
Davenport Auto Park is ready to buy your pre-loved vehicle. The market is hot for used cars, and we're paying top dollar.
Drive into Davenport today and turn your car into cash.
You'll get a cash offer on the spot. We'll even pay off your loan and give you a ride home.
Or we'll help you pick out a new ride.
Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount. For the ride of your life and the life of your ride. Davenport Auto Park, Rocky Mount.